what we're talking about right now is the idea that artists tend to often swap being paid for having a song in a movie or a TV show or whatever for the promotion that comes along with it. And what David was saying is that you have to weigh that up because a lot of the time it's uncredited and no one knows who the artist is. What are your opinions on that side of things? Because you and I have talked extensively about that.
Well, you know, there's an old saying, but I think it's true, you know, that, you know, artists die a slow death of exposure, you know, and it's one of them things where, you know, what we're doing really does have value, you know, and a lot of times, I don't want to say it's intentional, but, you know, it's almost like musicians get taken advantage of with that, you know, carrot of promotion and exposure, you know, give away your value, you know, just for, you know, an unnamed credit. That's ridiculous to me. You know, it's how you're supposed to get exposure when you're not being credited, you know, for one, you know, and then, you know, for two, you know, it's like, you know, yeah, you can get your stuff out there that way, but, you know, let's be real here. It's like what you did, you know, for one, it took you years to learn how to make music. Another bunch of time and money, you know, in gear and hardware and everything else. And, you know, you wouldn't ask your plumber to come over and, you know, hey, can you fix my leaky toilet? I'll tell like 10 people that you're an awesome plumber and expect them to do it for free. You know, and you know,
and I'm
it's the same thing.
Not going to mention your name. I'm just going to tell them that I had a really awesome plumber come over. I'm not going to tell them who it was, but that's the
right.
equivalent, right?
Plumbers,
right.
Yeah. He was fucking great. I'm not going to tell you his name, but just know I have a great plumber.
Right. Maybe we'll talk offline.
Secret, right?
Yeah.
There's also the element of you're not giving it away for free if it's just the royalties involved with TV. Obviously, if it's on internet or something like that. And the one that I was referring to, the 4-wheel drive show, it was credited, and it actually had a lot of people come back and like my name had come up on the screen, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, what I was saying before is, you know, this is a bit of a double-edged sword. You know, there can be the right time to do that, but you know, I've also seen, you know, I had a very big dance record out of Europe called From Paris to Berlin back 2006, 2007, #1 in its you know, home market for like 26 weeks, and a large gaming company came to us and said, hey, we want to use this song for, you know, this is a European-wide hit. We only want to use it in the local version of this game, and we want it for free because it's great promotion for you. And I was kind of going, we just had a #1 record for like half the year. At what point is this great promotion for the record? You know, it's like, it happened. It's over. You know, it's a valuable piece of property. And they were still doing that. And they were doing this to a major publisher and a fairly savvy, you know, independent dance label. And they will do it to anybody, because the downside for everybody right now is obviously the internet's been wonderful in opening up many, many avenues to many, many people who weren't there before. But, and this is one of those horrible, you know, supply and demand things, you know, when there's a massive amount of supply and, you know, there's a big demand, but there's an even greater supply, as there always was. But even though the demand's gone up, the supply's, God knows how much that's gone up. And you've got a terrible situation where people will do anything for a break. And if somebody wants something that sounds a bit like, you know, name the cool indie band of your choice, and they can get a sound alike that will do it for free, as opposed to, I don't know, 10, 15, 20,000 bucks for a US or whatever, you know, or, you know, 100,000 for that matter. You know, they'll do it. And this is a danger.
And I do just want to jump in there for any new artists or, you know, people who are starting to find some traction in their career that are watching and hearing what David's saying. It presents a really great point of, I hear it a lot, Michael and I have spoken about it a lot, the idea that people are so scared that if they give up an opportunity that really isn't going to benefit them very much, they're scared the opportunity will never come around again. Let go of that fear. Because if it came around once and they approached you, it's likely that somebody else is going to do the same thing. But if they've approached you and they're not willing to give you something in return for what they want from you, You don't want to do business with people like that. That's not the standard that you want to be setting for your music business. And we're at the Music Spring encouraging you to turn that kind of business away. The more people that do those kinds of things, the bigger the message that we're sending as artists, that we're only prepared to do music business with integrity. And you can't take advantage of it.
And you say music business, if people are offering you nothing, it's not business, it's charity.